Still in the chapter of Nikiyut, having a clean heart, and we spoke about hatred and revenge and bearing a grudge. Now he's moving on. The Ramchal, Hine Devar Sheker, Gam Hu Chali Ra Mitpashet Meod B'Bnei Adam. He says lying is a widespread sickness, malady that happens on many different levels. You have Bnei Adam She'umnatam, Umanutam, Mamashu, Shakranut. There's some people whose whole business, their whole life is lies. They lie. That's what they do for a living. It's like a habit. He's a habitual liar. He loves to lie. You know, there's some people who even try to impress others. He says, "Holchim ubodim libam kzavim gemurim leman herbot siha lechashem min hachachamim." You know, he goes to vacation and he comes back and he says, "Yeah, I saw LeBron James over there. I shook his hand. Yeah, I went to this place, and they did this, and I did that, and I went paragliding." And he did nothing of that. All stuyot, nonsense. And what? He just is in the habit of lying in order to look cool, to look special. You know, there's a lot of times, there's people who have fancy cars, they have to shoo away all these people when they come and stand. They park in the street and they see a young kid going like this with a picture in front of his car, like as if it's his car. You know how people lie. This is blatantly. You know, it's not their stuff, and they didn't do work hard for anything. They just, you know, there's someone who told me in L.A. that they do this. They want to drive a Lamborghini. A Lamborghini is very, very expensive. So they take 4 guys and they split the lease. Okay, $2,000 lease. So 4 guys or $1,500 lease, whatever it is, split it 4 ways. It's doable. And what? And then the guy says, you get it 2 days out of the week. You get it 2 days out of the week. You get it 2 days a week. That way, for 2 days a week, you can look like a hush of a guy, right? So the question is, who gets it on the weekend, right? That's probably have to pay more to get it on the weekend. But the point is that it's people lie. That they lie. It's part of their nature and part of their being. Lying became such a part of their life, like that.
Convince themselves.
Huh?
They convince themselves of the lie.
There's a concept of faking it till you make it, but that's for mitoch shelo lishma bal lishma, for good things. But for to pretend somebody you're not, in a financial status, in a social status, that the Ramchal is saying is very, very frowned upon. That's already, you're in there deep. So he says what? He says that some people are not so deep in there like that. Right? Some people have it less. They don't have it so intense. That what? They don't lie all the time, but they don't care to stray away from lying. You know, and that's a problem, because the Torah says the only thing you have to stay far away from, pig, you can stand next to the pig, no problem. But sheker, you gotta stay far, far away from sheker. Don't even come close. Because a lot of times, sheker can be justified. People told me, listen, Rabbi, back in the day, you had to lie, you had to steal to survive. And therefore, it's okay for the sake of business. If the ends are good, it justifies the means to lie. And that's not true. And you have to be careful not to fall into that trap. It's called rationalization. That's why you have to have a clean heart. Now, there is a permission to lie in the Torah for a white lie, right? For the sake of peace, you're allowed to say a white lie that can be interpreted 2 ways, right? The poskim talk about a situation where a guy says, tell them I'm not here, right? You could say, he's not on this floor. He's not on this floor. Oh, so it means he's not here. No, I meant he's not on this floor, but he's upstairs. The other guy understood, oh, he's not here. So therefore, it was a white lie for the sake of peace, let's say. But outright lies that there's no way to interpret it another way, 100%, no one's allowed to do that, even for shalom bayit. So, person has to be careful to stay far away from these things. You have to not deceive yourself. Also, you not only lie to yourself, don't live a lie. Some people, they let the Yitzhar deceive them that a sin is a mitzvah. And they dress it up, and they make you think what you're doing is right. That's why you have to have a Rebbe who tells you if you're doing the right thing or not, and make sure you're not living a lie. Now, he says, Chotamosh HaKadosh Baruch Hu hu emet. We know the seal of HaKadosh Baruch Hu is truth. And he says that the Rav Tversky over here writes that when we look up to Hashem, Hashem always is truthful. and we never saw that Hashem lied. The parents have to know they have to do the same thing for the kids. Parents should never show their kids that they lied to them. That's the hardest thing for a child to go through. To see somebody that they look up to as a liar. He says a person who promises something, a person says, in chinuch they say that when do your words mean nothing to your kids? Is when you threaten a punishment and you told them this is going to happen as a consequence and you didn't follow through with it. They see, you see, I did something, he's not going to really do it, nothing's going to happen, he's just fluff. So therefore he's not going to take you serious, right? Or the same thing when a person promises a present, he says, you do this, and you're going to get by you that. I'm going to reward you with this. And then you don't do it. Next week, sorry, I can't do it, not now, not a good time. And the son says, you know what? He doesn't fall through. He doesn't pull through. His word is meaningless. It's nothing. I've lost my respect for him. So therefore, a person has to know that sheker is what breaks your name and breaks your kavod, breaks your the meaning of your words. Right? And especially when it comes to children, a person has to be careful not to teach them to be a liar. We know the famous story of Chavetz Chaim, where he told his daughter, "You're going to come and you're going to help me, stamp the books, my books that I printed." So his daughter said, "Listen, I want to go play Abba. I'll do 100 later even." So he said, "Oh yeah, okay, go." She came back. There was 100 books on the table. You're going to do 100, so your word will be a word. It won't be a liar. The Gemara says of Safra, where he was so honest. The Gemara says a story where he was in the middle of selling an item, and the time came for Shema. So he had to say Shema, and the guy, while he was saying Shema, was offering a price. He said 50, 70, 100, 200. And the guy the Rav Safra already agreed at 50. But the guy, he was saying Shema, he couldn't talk, so he understood that he wanted a higher price. So he was willing to pay 200. Rav Safra, what could he have done? He could have easily said, who cares? He won't know what my intentions were. I'll just rob him for $200. Who cares, right? But he didn't. He said, no, I really, in my heart, I agreed at 50, so you could take it for 50. And I don't want you to charge you 200. That's what it means to have a clean heart. That's what it means to be ba'emet. And that's what it means that the Pasuk in Tehillim says what? It says, the one who speaks truth in his heart. If you want to know that if you really speak the truth, you have to see inside your heart. There's a story, we'll end with this, with Chozim in Lublin, right? And he sent two of his disciples, to a different city to get Rav Mendel, he wanted to have Rav Mendel as his student. So then they went to that place, and they asked for a Mendel. And so then they couldn't find him. So what they do? Then maybe we could find him in the shul. They went to go see in the shul if he's there. Past midnight, they saw a young guy coming into the shul, opened the ark, and he's crying Tehillim, saying Tehillim. At one point, he said, "Master of the universe, show me the truth." So then they came out of hiding. They came out of the shul. They came outside, and they said to him, "We're looking for you to bring you to the Rebbe." And who was the student? His student was Rav Mendel Mikotsk, right? The Kotzker Rebbe. He became one of his greatest students. But what? A person has to ask for the truth. He has to pray for the truth. He has to say, Hashem, I want to stick to the truth. And if I get to a test where they're gonna be putting my truth on the line, I should stick to the truth no matter what. A person has to know the one who's a liar has to have a very good memory to remember all his lies. And you should know sheker doesn't last. In the beginning, maybe you'll be able to get away with a lot, but at the end, it all comes toppling over, because if you have truth, you have strong legs. If you have sheker, you only have one leg to stand on. And it's going to fall down. Whether you like it or not, sooner or later, it all will catch up with you. Baruch Adonai Olam.